Thank you, Tom, for that most generous introduction. President Michel, members of SNAME, ladies and gentlemen. I accept this award on behalf of my friends and colleagues who I have worked with for over 50 years in the industry. And as Tom mentioned, a special thanks to my best friend and wife and companion of over 51 years, Judy. And we have 7 of our 8 children here tonight, and I thank them. One of the distinctions of being the last speaker, basically, is that the longer I talk, the more it cuts into your drinking time. So I'll try and make it brief. There are a few special people who I have met in my life who have influenced me throughout my career. And in chronological order, I'd just like to mention a few words about them. First one was C. Ray Christensen. He was president of a small shipyard in Sturgeon Bay called the Christie Corporation, which is now part of the Bay Shipbuilding Company. And Ray started me out in 1947 in the mold loft on my hands and knees. And I worked there till the Korean War, and I worked as a ship fitter and also as a carpenter to hone skills in the trades. Then I went to the University of Michigan, and I want to thank Professors Harry Benford and L.A. Cap Beyer. There only were 4 professors in the department at those years, and Harry Benford and Cap Beyer were the 2 outstanding ones. And I think they must have done a pretty good job. In my graduating class, there was either 12 or 14 students, which is a very small class, and 2 of them, Bob Scott and I, have received the Taylor Award. So that's a very good batting average for those 2 professors. Later on out of school, I went to work for Richard A. Stern, who ran a small naval architecture company in Sturgeon Bay, my hometown. Dick was a Webby, and he was a tough taskmaster. He went over everything you did with a fine-tooth comb and pointed out the good points and the bad points. And he was a tough man to follow, and he taught me the importance of excellence in design. One of our clients at that time was Arthur Sullivan. Arthur Sullivan was president of Gartland Steamship Company, and as that, he was an owner who was supportive of new technology. And as mentioned, we did the first triangular-shaped self-unloading boom conveyors and hydraulic slewing and hydraulic topping, and Mr. Sullivan encouraged us. He was an owner who was willing to take chances. Art later became senior vice president at American Steamship Company, where I worked later on. Robert H. Miller was the naval architect for the Manitowoc Shipbuilding Company and later director of engineering at Bay Shipbuilding Company. And he was a client for R.A. Stern. Bob encouraged simplicity in design. He was well known for straight frames, circular bows, and flat bottoms. And he said that if you can't build a ship that costs less money, you won't build any. And I owe a lot to Bob for his enlightenment in that theme. Next person who influenced me was C.T. Shen. C.T. Shen came from China, and When I met him, he was chairman of the board of American Steamship Company. And CT, as he called himself, was inspirational with his views on Buddhism. He was a very devout Buddhist, and he believed he was enlightened, had good karma. And he extended those principles to his employees, I should say, and to the companies that he worked with. And the last one I want to mention is George Knight, also a David Taylor Medal. When Dick Stern died in '85, John J. McMullen's associates bought out the company. And I went there in '86, and George Knight was our immediate boss. And I learned the word deliverables from George Knight. And last of all, to my peers who have supported me for this honor, I want to say thank you, thank you.